Hello everyone and welcome to or back to my channel. My name's Ash and today I'm going to be talking about and explaining comic books as a beginner myself. This is to help myself understand and process it, and I encourage you to give me tips or talk about them in the comments below. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because I'm currently binging the entire Batman franchise for some reason. I've always been curious about comics and I have always wanted to really get into the Marvel and DC universe for a while, but it just seemed like a tremendous task to do since it has so many decades of history and media. My dad is actually a big fan of comics and has been waiting for me to get into it with him. But of course, it had to be one of the series that he doesn't have a lot of. Anyways, when I was younger, I got the stupid impression that graphic novels, picture books, but not really comics for some reason, were a low form of literature, and so I refused to read them. Of course, that's not true. It is a lie told by society, even though in the past, pictures and words go hand in hand. Shout out to Scott McCloud in this amazing book, Understanding Comics, The Invisible Art. Okay, anyway, let's begin. For reference, the only exposure I've had with comics so far is Batman Year One by Frank Miller, Understanding Comics, The Invisible Art by Scott McCloud, comic art by Michelle V. Uschen, sorry if I pronounced anything wrong, Batman City of Madness by Christian Ward, Court of the Owls by Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, Batman Superman World's Finest by Mark Waid, Dan Morita, Tamara Bonneville, and some comic dubs and panels over the years. Don't judge, I really started only 4 days ago. Anyway, let's start with what comic books are. Comics, comic panels, comic strips, comic books. Comics, for short, which I will use as a term to describe all those things, is an art form, containing pictures and words in a traditionally cartoon way. A more advanced definition is a juxtaposed pictorial and other images in deliberate sequence. Now, all those things I mentioned before, comic panels, strips, etc., are just the same, but with more panels and sequences. Comics actually originate all the way back in 1049 AD. In Colombia, people created a picture manuscript that tells the tale of a military and political hero. While they did not use the same written language we use today, rather smaller icons or images that represent words paired with pictures, this is still an early form of comics, the pairing of pictures and words, allowing it to be easier to understand. Comics are something so interesting for me because I've always read just word books or look at art. I knew they could be combined, but it always seemed distracting or disorienting when I'm staring at a page. I don't know how to read comics, to be frank. I still enjoy them though. Batman City of Madness by Christian Ward has the most beautiful art and story I think I've almost ever had. But my mind was so confused as to where to look first. Pictures or words? I'm still getting a grasp on it, and art in general, as it is a constantly changing subject. Art is a form of human expression. We use it as a tool for fun, to make a statement, to tell a story. Comics seem so cool to me because there's so many tiny details everywhere that really make you appreciate it. Comics, being a perfect combination of drawing and writing, is in every way the perfect art form. The message is able to get across so much clearer, and it provides so many different opportunities for artists. The way some comic creators combine and expand the world of art is amazing to me. Over the years, artists have come up with new ways to show all the action in a non-moving picture, pairing out beautiful art and word bubbles that integrate seamlessly into it. It amazes me how underappreciated comics are in today's world. When I went to my library to hoard all the Batman comics, the entire graphic novel section fit onto a small bookcase. Mind you, this is one of the libraries that have most of the comics out of my local libraries. Comics have left me with a lasting impression of art in its many forms. I might just be glazing it because of the Batman series, but they make a real impact. Political comics are everywhere and are commonly used to give political commentary on this crazy world we live in. Ben Franklin used the Live or Die snake comic panel to unite the states during the Revolutionary War. Anyways, that is all I have to say as a beginner who has lots of other lore and writing to do and doesn't want to get a headache. Again, I highly recommend you check out Understanding Comics, Invisible Art by Scott McCloud for a way deeper dive on comics and art in general. Go check out some comics, read Batman, and have a good day/night. See you!